Mr. Speaker, on the afternoon of July 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania, a 20-year-old man walked across a barren field just outside a rally for Donald Trump with a rifle, a transponder, and a cell phone. He'd previously flown a drone over the site. The man was able to traverse the field, climb up to the roof of a building, position his rifle at the president, and take at least 5 shots, killing one, injuring 2 others, and grazing the head of the former president. Thankfully, the man was neutralized shortly thereafter by the efforts of nearby Secret Service counter sniper team, but not before killing former Fire Chief Corey Compatore, who was struck as he protected his family from the oncoming gunfire, and critically wounding David Dutch and James C. Copenhaver. We are here today not just because this domestic terrorist was able to carry out this violent act, but also because he did not go undetected. Several eyewitnesses and first-hand accounts confirm that they had not just spotted the individual, but had also alerted authorities. A recent BBC article noted sources identified the individual as a person of interest 52 minutes before the first shot rang out, and again located 20 minutes prior, climbing a warehouse roof. Yet the individual was able to get an unacceptably close distance and fire at our former president undeterred, and came within a millimeter of tragically altering the history of this election and our nation. The toll taken on civilians and attendees will forever remain an indelible stain. The Secret Service not only failed to protect the president, but they failed to protect everyday Americans who were placed in harm's way, and that led to tragic consequences, taking a loving father away from his wife and children in the process. The apparent failures at protecting a former president and now presidential nominee are deeply troubling for their own sake, but also for the ramifications of the security of those trusted at the highest levels of our government currently and in the future. House Resolution 1367 establishes the task force on the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. The task force will be empowered with all of the investigative authority of the House of Representatives, including subpoena authority to investigate the events that led to this heinous attempt at political violence and intimidation. Mr. Speaker, this is election interference in the extreme. Political violence is unexpectedly evil and is un-American regardless of political creed. That's why this task force will be bipartisan, with the chairman and ranking member working together, drawing conclusions and recommendations based on input from witnesses and from each other. I want to thank my fellow member and friend, Mr. Kelly of Pennsylvania. It was his district where this occurred. He's sponsoring this critical legislation. Through the work of this task force, we will understand what went wrong on the day of the attempted assassination, what led to these failings, hold those responsible accountable, and make the necessary reforms to prevent this from ever happening again. Thank you, and I'll reserve my time.